So welcome back to Vintage Steel, and I haven't done a video for a while, and the main reason is I've just been too busy doing other things. I've worked on lots of cars and I just haven't had the opportunity to film them, which I probably should have done really, because one of them I was working on Aston Martin. No, I'm not like one of these YouTubers. I've now moved up to Aston Martin. It's just my friend's very lucky, he's got an Aston Martin, and I was doing some work on his front discs and pads, and the pads and discs on that are £8,000 a pair, and I managed to fix the fault for free, so he's very happy. Should have filmed it, sorry I didn't. Yeah, make a comment if you think really maybe I should be putting more content out there and seeing what we're doing. But anyway, today we are doing it, and the reason why I'm doing this is I think the Fiesta and the Fiat 500 videos did get a lot of feedback, and that's probably because they're common cars and people have them. So this has got a common thing. It's failed its MOT, front ball joint, rear spring. What I'm going to do is get the car jacked up, because you don't need to see that happening, and then I'll show you what we need to do to replace them. Right, so we've got the car jacked up on the quick jacks. Excellent, buy them if you're thinking of getting them. They are super duper. Now, just having a quick look underneath this, it says offside, which is the driver's side, rear spring broken. Just taking a look at it, I actually do not think it is. Now, it's quite an easy job to do, but take a look at this. I don't see it looking broken down here, and I don't see the pigtail. If they're going to break, they snap high up here, and to be honest, if one of these broke, it'd have fell out. So I don't see that looking any different to this one on this side. That's the driver's, sorry, that's the passenger side one if you're in the UK, and that's the driver's side or the offside one, and it doesn't appear to be broke to me. But what we're going to do to take it out is undo this shock there, drop the hydraulic shock absorber down, and then take the spring out, and then we'll compare the two. So if you're not in the UK, this is what you get when it's failed the MOT. So basically it's got repair immediately, defects, and to monitor if necessary. So you can see that's today's date. This is Ford Fiesta, and it clearly says here 2 faults: suspension arm ball joint excessively worn near side front. Near side on a UK car, if you're not sure, means near side to the pavement, so that's that side, and that's offside. So this is what you needed to do. Well, it was a 15, which is easy, and the nuts welded on at this end, so you just need to take this stud out. Now, again, as I say, I don't think it actually needs replacing this spring, but this spring is actually cost £12, so to keep the MOT guy happy, I'll replace it. I'm going to take pictures and have a chat with him in the morning, because I don't think it's... I know the garage quite well, and I don't think it's their tactic to try and call something and then tell you, you know, this is going to cost you 200 quid or something like that. I don't think they're trying to call you bluff, but I'm always an optimistic guy. So let's get the spring off, compare. Well, I'll show you how we take the spring off, and then we'll have a look. So what I've just done now, I've just jacked it up just to take the weight off this bolt, but don't jack it up too much because you don't want to be pulling it off the stand. So I'm just going to take this bolt out now. I'll put the camera down for a minute. Let's see if I can put it somewhere sensible. Just take this bolt out. So it should be as simple as lowering this down to get this to lift out. Now what I might need to do is just pry bar this down a little bit. I'm actually tempted to take the one out the other side. I think I'll take the bolt out the other side. Okay, now I've took both bolts out. It's just allowing the whole arm to drop down a bit more. So that bolt's out and that bolt's out, to actually get the spring out a little bit easier. There's the spring out, and as for, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Look at the pigtail on that, pigtail on that. Now just to make sure they've not got left to right muddled up, That's not broke either. The only thing I would say is the top mounts have deteriorated. The rubber's where they go on. They might have been better off telling me it was that, not the spring. That has actually gone, not the spring. Now that's a bit annoying, but it obviously isn't the spring, is it? It's the actual rubber mount at the top that's gone. Look at that. That's what's fell apart. I'll give him that. And they've gone on both sides. There. We see the springs are the same. This is a new one here. You can see the pigtails. It's not broke at all. And the wording does say here, coil spring fractured or broken offside rear. Now to be fair, this could have been lost in translation, because I didn't pick the car up, my daughter did, and didn't ask the question. But yeah, we are where we are, right? The spring's 12 quid. I'm going to put the new spring on anyway, just from a historical point of view. It's going to show broken springs. Someone in the future, if they ever buy it, is going to look on the back and want to expect to see a new spring. It's 12 quid. It's not worth returning it. So I'll get those springs, that one spring replaced. Okay, so let's move on to the front now. We've got the wheel off ready. Let's take a look at this now. I am fairly confident this has got play in it. This does have play in it, because I've heard it as I've been driving along. So let's just have a look here. If you can see here, if I put this in here, now you should just be able to see just that movement there. So basically I've got to undo that pinch bolt there, a bolt there, and a bolt at the back there. So 3 bolts to take it off. Okay, so I've just tapped that pinch bolt out there, which is there in the ball joint. So I've tapped that one out, taken this bolt out, and I just need to take that rear bolt out there. I've just got to get this bolt out here now, which is the last bolt. You see it's loose now. Right, so that's the bolts out. We've just got to split this ball joint here now. Break the ball joint. So you're being difficult, are you? So the ball joint does not want to come out. Okay, so the challenge we're having is basically this ball joint here does not want to come out of this pinch bolt. So I'm going to try and open that up there, try and loosen it, but the inside 2 bolts are now out. So let's try and get a chisel just in that gap there, just to try and open that up a little bit there, just in there, just to open it up a little bit and see what that does. So if we look at the new one here, this is the problem I've got, where this spline, basically this bolt, you can see how rusty it is, sits in that groove like that and holds it in place. So you can see there it's dropped down a little bit, and you can see if I tweak that, there's a bit of movement there. You can see there it's just gripping it. So what I need to do is a bit of swearing and get that out of there. Just see it moving there. Just need to open this up a little bit more, that'll come out and then we can get the new one. Right, there we go, with a bit of perseverance we've managed to get that out now. So that's out. So this arm should pull out, and there we go. One dead arm, one new arm. Okay, so getting the new one back in is pretty much a repeat of the old one coming out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bit of copper slip around this part though, to aid future disassembly. So, slide it in the back first, into there, then into this lower bit. This front one needs to be torqued up to 52 newton meters, and the rears are 63, and then a further 180. But what you want to do is jack the arm up to the normal ride height, and then torque the bolts up so you don't strain the actual rubber bushes. So as I said before, finally torquing the inner two bolts, which is that one there and this one down here. Just get the actual suspension at ride height. And what I've done with this is I just simply jacked it up, measured the ride height there from the centre of the hub to the wheel arch, and then I can nip these up, and that one's 63 newton meters, 63 newton meters, and a further 180. So there's the job done. Replace the lower arm there. See, that's in place, fairly easy. A bolt at the front here on the ball joint, and 2 bolts at the back. So that's it there, the ball joint there, 2 bolts at the back. So that's scrapped now. Unfortunately I can't finish the job because it's actually the rear springs top mounts have gone, not the actual springs themselves. So I'm going to get the wheel back on, get the parts ordered for tomorrow, and we'll carry on tomorrow. And being England, it's just started raining, so good time to finish. So bye for now, see you tomorrow night. So small update, I went back to the parts shop that I got the spring from, and unfortunately they don't stock the rubber insulators at the top. You'd think you would really, because if you're changing a spring you're probably changing the rubber insulator. Anyway, they don't. They didn't have any in stock, so I've had to resort to Amazon. So we're waiting for the Amazon man to turn up. Car's ready, jacked up, ready to go. Where is the Amazon man? I also called in at the MOT garage on the way home just to check that, obviously, like I said, I think it's generic text that he has to put in, and it says spring broken. But actually what it said when I spoke to the guy, and it makes sense, is he didn't realise it was the insulator that had perished and sort of crumbled and fell down. But obviously as the insulator had crumbled, it had blocked the top of the coil spring, so it looked like the very pigtail, and if you've ever seen a broken spring, they always break at the end, not in the middle. So it looked like it broke, so I'm not really bothered about that. As I said, the spring was £12, so I'll just replace the spring anyway, so it's sort of clear on the paperwork. If anyone looks at it underneath, they'll see one nice shiny spring and one older, more original spring, and I'll put 2 new insulators in. So we are ready to go, waiting for them to arrive. Now, a plus point, very unusually, it's 25 degrees in the UK and absolutely mad hot. So there we go, we've got the springs on the floor, out, ready to go in the pockets. Where is the man or lady in the van? Oh well. We will wait a little bit more. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see if this is what we've been waiting for. Let's see if this is what we've been waiting for. No, they've only sent one. I ordered two. No way. Okay, so now I've stopped swearing and I've chilled myself down, and bloody Amazon, one £11, picture of two 18. Wouldn't you think you're getting two? Oh no, you only get one. Then there's an Amazon AI robot that you can't actually complain that oh mister, you've only sent me one. You just have to say you're not happy, I'll return it, or have it. That's it. So annoyingly, I'm going to have to order another one. So for the time being, let's get this one on, and hopefully that will get it through its MOT that just one is torn. Okay, so we put the new rubber on the spring on the top there. That just goes, locates in there, the bottom locates in there like that. And there's the spring in place. All we're going to do now is jack this up so we can put the shock back in and put the bolt back in. Get that in there, get the other one back in the other side, and we're done. So there we go, all done. New spring in, new insulator at the top, which was actually the problem with the MOT. The old spring back in there, the old rubber back in there. So I'm going to have to order a second rubber off Amazon when I stop being angry with myself. So there we go, car all repaired, on the road, ready for its MOT retest. Simple job to do really. Other than the faff of getting the part for the insulator, it's been quite an easy job. Front arm probably took about an hour. The rear springs probably 5-10 minutes if that, once jacked up. Quite an easy job to do. Just make sure you get the parts before you start the job. Alright, thanks for watching.